Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
Tell me good lies. Boy, y'all should see your boy behind the background, boy. When this song come on, man, I don't care how often I hear it, that beat and that bass line and just the smoothness. Just tell me good lies. I'm telling you, man, I love it. I love it. So it is Friday night. We know what it is. That means drinks in hand. You know your boy on the 75-day challenge. That means I got to drink at least 3 of these every day to get to my gallon of water. And that also means that I got to study Espanol for 30 minutes a day. I got to take a body pic to see my progress. I got to work out twice a day, at least one time outside. Also, I have to read at least 10 pages of a business or motivational book. All of this is a part of the 75 Hard Challenge. And you can find it on Instagram. You can find it on YouTube. You can download it, the actual sheet. I think I got it down here. The 75-day Hard Challenge sheet. Right now, your boy is on, let's see, I am on day 16. Day 16. So far, so good. So far, so good. So, yeah. 75-day Hard Challenge. And I'm feeling good, feeling right. And I'm getting a lot accomplished. So, it's Friday night drink in hand. Tonight's topic is going to be a doozy. Talking about the value or 8 things that you come to realize when you are dating a younger woman. And should more men, such as yourselves, begin to think about, at least consider dating the younger woman. I know a lot of you guys out there are trying to find that right person to where you want to date or either mate or marry. And it's been hell on water. And I'm telling you, I got you, bro. I've been there. I've been where many of you guys are. And in my case, I found it a lot easier to date younger women. So we're going to talk about 8 things that open up the doors, or 8 reasons why a man should at least consider dating a younger woman compared to women your own age. And I don't care what age you are. If you're over 35, you might want to consider dating a younger woman. We got 44 people in the live stream. Make sure that you guys click that like button. Remember, I like you. Make sure that you like us too. And also, since it's Friday, you guys already know. All right, we're about to do these shout outs real quick for all you guys that are in here. Remember tonight's topic, we're going to look at a video that was recorded about this topic in regard to Marcus Houston and his girl. You know, Marcus Houston met the girl when she was 17 and decided that he wanted to marry her. By the time she got 19, now she's 22 and they have a child together. Some people have a problem with that, others don't. I'm going to drop the link today. I want to have you guys come up and give me your opinion in regards to older men dating younger women. Whether you're for it or whether you're against it, let me know what your opinion are. I've already heard guys on Facebook they already They've already started the conversation fast. Shout out to all you guys that are watching from Facebook. They've already gotten to the conversation, giving their opinions already. So I'm going to drop the link tonight. So this won't be a long show. This is going to be like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I won't be late with this one. But this one is one that's definitely that we're going to take a look at. But before we do that, you guys already know about 3 shout outs real quick. Let's get some shout out to you guys that are here. For example, we got my man's in the building. Always here. One of the first people, Gabrielle, is in the building. Always here first. My man, him and Stefano are representing like always. Hola, mi gente. My people. He said, show your support by hitting that like button on your way in, and always make sure that you keep it clean and professional. So when we drop this link for you guys to come up and just behind the scenes, all you got to do is cam up so I can see you. And then once I see you, if you don't want to be cammed up, this is going to be one of the rare times that I just let guys come up and you don't have to be cammed up on camera. But behind the scenes, you got to let me see who you are, and then we can take it from there. All right, we got Jay Fleming, the smoothest. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. Jay been doing a world tour all across Colombia, enjoying himself, having a good time. A couple of you brothers have been doing that lately. And it's great to see that you guys are having a good time. Let me see how my audio is. See our sound. Okay, there we go. There we go. Audio was good, so video is good, so we're looking good. Mike is in the building, like I always say, one of my favorite Bible names. Micah is in the building representing. Shout out to you, brother. Kings and Dreams. Make sure you subscribe to that man's channel because he's bringing some great content. And I love the fact that he interviews just as much women as he does men on his channel, on this platform. We're going to start bringing on interviews on this platform, a lot more interviews of women like we started off. We started off in 2019, and our first 6 or 7 interviews were all women. So I'm going to start interviewing more women that are living in Europe, women that are living in Africa, women that are living in other locations around the world. Let you guys see this passport experience also from the women perspective as well as older people perspective. I'm going to be interviewing some older people that are traveling as well. EMB in the building. Hey man, I thought the draft was this past week. It's next week on the 27th. So we'll see what the NFL draft has to bring us. I hope my Raiders do good, man. We got 12 picks this year. 12 picks. My man in the building, SSI, PPI in the building. The Mississippi boys. Shout out to Kenny. Kenny said, absolutely. Have no shame in doing it when it comes to dating younger women, of course. He says, I was just talking about this last night with one of my friends who is married. At 41, it says the best age range to be is between 20 and 25. We're going to talk about why that range is one of the best ranges. You guys know I met Andrea. She was 23 years old. A lot of you guys have been dating women that are 24, 23. And I'm talking about mature women. We're not talking about those silly little girls that some guys date. Talk about, when we say younger women, we're talking about women that have a maturity about them. Yet as far as age is concerned, they just so happen to be in their early 20s or mid 20s. Some of you guys are 35 and you're dating somebody that may be 22, but she's so mature about herself, a person wouldn't even know. And there's some benefits to this. So we're going to talk about those 8 benefits, and then we're going to bring you guys up in regards to that. And before we do that, we got a video that we're going to review. But I got a surprise for you guys in regards to the Patreon as well. One of the random guys in the building. I hope you're enjoying yourself still down here, brother. I hope you're enjoying yourself, you and your girl. Shout out to you. Stefano also put the link in regards to the PayPal. So you guys that want to give to the Cash App or PayPal, donate, support the channel. We appreciate that. My man is in the building. I just finished watching one of your latest ones, Solo. Literally, while I was getting ready for this live stream, I was just watching your latest video, man. Shout out to you. Make sure you guys support Solo ORD. My man is in the building. Fellow man that came down to Colombia, found his special lady, enjoying his life of love and peace with the Colombiana. And I ain't mad at him. He one of the few brothers that I can say by way of testimony. He went to Medellin, found him a good Paisa woman, and was able to have that love crossing borders. I ain't mad at him. I'm mad at him. I'm going to support whatever this brother's doing. All of us brothers. He said, Solo RD, I was just watching I was just watching the video too, right? You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just watching this video. Shout out to Black Scorpion in the building, as well as Julian is in the building representing. It's the Alexander and the Ransom. What's up to you, brother? What's up to you? Buenas noches. Good evenings, mi amigos. Bobby's in the building, like always, checking in. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all you guys that are also listening and not watching. Some of you guys are just listening. You might be at work, third shift guys. I used to be a third shift guy, so I know how it is, baby. I got your back. Shout out to all you third shifters, you second shifters. I'm with you, baby. I know what it's like. So shout out to all you guys that are just listening in. Victory, shout out to you, my brother, my family, my dude, those Ohio players. Roller coaster, roller. All right, we got Bobby saying, he said, I become very loyal to this channel. Great information. Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate that, brother. We appreciate that. Definitely, guys. I've been really pondering over starting an afternoon motivational podcast live stream. Because, a lot of stuff I talk about is motivating for men. And so I'm thinking about doing one for the afternoons. So when guys are like at work, or when you just lounging, or you're in the gym, you ain't got to really look at me. All you got to do is listen, and we just hit the topic. So I'm thinking about doing that. We got 60 in the live stream. Make sure each person click that like button. We appreciate you guys. We like you. Make sure you like us too. Oh yeah, we're doing good today. We got a good one tonight. This is going to be a great subject. And like I said, I'm going to drop the link. And I want some of you guys to come up. This is not going to be one of those Andres run off at the mouth subjects. This one is going to be one where I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. I'm going to talk about what those 8 are, the 8 benefits. And then actually, let me talk about those 8 benefits right now and let you guys ponder over them. These are the 8 reasons, or the 8 benefits, or 8 causes why a man should. I'm not saying that you could. I'm saying that you should date a younger woman. Reason number 1 is younger women have more energy. And I'm not talking about the physical energy, the presence of a younger woman, the energy of life, her zeal for life, her desire for life is still there. She's not acting like life is halfway over. A lot of times, a lot of younger women, even younger mothers, aren't as tarnished with the responsibility of the weight of life as an older mother, especially if she's an older woman and she's 35 and she's on her way to become a grandmother. Oh man, she doesn't have that same energy, that same zeal for life. So that's number 1. Younger women have more energy, more zeal for life, as well as the intimacy side. Numero 2, they are more open-minded. Younger women, especially these days, they're like, listen, I'm more open to that, to where older women are like, I can't do that right now. Like, babe, let's go try. I'll give you a perfect example. My man, and I hope you don't mind if I use this example. I was looking at Jay Fleming. Shout out to my man Jay. Jay was with his lady friend, beautiful, just fun Afro-Colombian young lady that Andre and I had the pleasure of going out to lunch with and brunch with Jay and his girl, right? I saw Jay's latest photos in Cartagena. Same young lady. They're both enjoying each other's company, having a great time. That's a younger lady, open-minded quality. Hey, you want to fly to Cartagena? Let's go. Let's go have some fun. Older women will come up with 15 different excuses on why we can't do it this weekend. Let's do it next weekend. So they're more open-minded to certain things, and they're open-minded to different ideas because they live in a different world compared to a lot of older women. Number 3 is they can give you a fresh perspective on things. That's one thing that I can say that Andre has given me. I have a perspective from my era on how I grew up, but Andrea gives me a second perspective on life and how things should be seen as well, because she's a younger woman. So she sees things that I may not notice. But a woman we both on the same stage, we both seeing the same thing. But a younger woman gives you a fresh, new perspective of things. Also, when it comes to traveling, I've been to many countries, but I love when I go to countries with Andrea because it's like it's brand new candy shop. It's like I can look through her eyes and enjoy that particular ocean that I've seen plenty of times. Andrea looks at it with awe. Andrea gets off the plane crying. I can't believe we're here. You know, I'm looking at it like, whatever. Andrea looking like, this is an amazing place. And so I start to realize that this is an amazing place again. Why? Because a younger woman will give you a fresh perspective on the simplest things, things around your home, your favorite television show that you may introduce her to. Some of you guys are excited when you introduce her to some of your favorite hip hop artists that you grew up on, and your girl may like that music. You introduce her to R&B and Silk and Drew Hill, and you introduce her to Luther Vandross. A fresh perspective. That's what you love about younger women, that older women who already listen to the same music that you listen to, have been to all the places already. They could care less. Next one is number 4. They can give you personal growth. Yes, younger women will make you step your game up. Yes, they will. If you have an older woman that's your age and your stage, you both are thinking about the same thing. You're 50, she's 45, and you both are thinking about the same thing. Retirement, investments, insurance, all that is great. But then a younger woman also gives you a fresh perspective of, let me go ahead and take care of my body. You know, I got a young woman now. Let me go and take care of this body. An older woman, if she's got a little weight on her body and you got a little weight on your body, ain't neither one of y'all motivating. But once you got a sexy younger woman on your arm, you be like, man, I ain't about to be walking around here. She the only sexy one. Let me go and take care of this. And so that's the other thing that a younger woman brings to the table. That's number 4. Number 5 is they can boost your confidence. It is nice. It is nice to have a gorgeous, beautiful woman your age on your arm. I do not take anything away from that. But there's nothing like when you walk into a place and you got a very attractive yet ladylike younger woman on your arm. Everybody got to sit back and say, I ain't mad at you, player. I don't care if you're going to a ball or if you're going to a bar. I don't care if you're going to a fundraiser. I don't care if you're just going to the beach to have fun. When you got a younger, attractive woman on your arm, it does bring a form of confidence that you have compared to even having the hottest older chick on your arm. You can have some of the most attractive older women on your arm, but when you got a young one, I ain't mad at you, Leonardo DiCaprio. I ain't mad at you for getting rid of him at 25. I ain't mad, play. Number 6 is and I want you guys to ponder on these. That's why I'm giving them to you early. Number 6 is they can provide a sense of purpose. For a lot of older dudes, you've lost your sense of purpose because you like, I'm older, I'm laid back, I'm cool, I'm chill, I ain't gonna do much, I'm cool. All of a sudden, you got a younger woman and you can introduce her to business skills. All these skills that you built up. Or you got a younger woman and she wants to get off into golf like Richie Max and his girl does. So he's taught her golf. Also, you have a younger woman that she looks at you like, okay, wow, I want to be on YouTube. I want to be confident. And all of a sudden you use some of your skills and abilities to teach her how to be confident. And now, just like Andrea, now she has a platform. You have it almost gives you a newness, a freshness to life when you got a younger woman. To her older woman, she thinks she know everything. I've been there. I got that. I'm your age. I'm about what they call a glamma. I'm a glamma. Yeah, ladies. Okay. So you're a grandmama. Okay. You ain't glamma. You grandma. I was raised by a grandmama. My mama was raised by grandmamas. Now all of a sudden, this new generation, I'm a glamma, glamorous grandmother. Do what you want to do, older ladies, because as for having a younger woman, dudes could take all those skills and abilities that are inside of you as men and share them with all these young ladies that are mature enough and want to glean off of what you have to offer. Number 7 is she can bring joy and happiness. almost like a Frankie Beverly Mays song. A younger woman can bring you a sense of joy and happiness into any man's life. I'm letting you know, if you got the right younger woman and she's doing all those things and she comes with that carefree spirit, and it may be times where you like, man, I don't feel like going to the concert. And she be like, babe, come on. You know, that's my favorite performer. Come on, let's go to it. And you have the greatest time. Because the young lady pulled you and said, come on, let's go for it. Let's go check it out, baby. They give you a joy for life. And I'm going to say this about a young lady. When you got a young lady that not only takes care of you, and she takes care of herself as far as mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm going to let you know from experience, it ain't nothing like having a hot young woman walking around the house. You ain't gonna never get used to it. For all you dudes that ain't never had a younger woman, and she's mature and she's about her business and she taking care of you and she in that kitchen cooking and that body looking right. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nothing wrong with the ladies that are still sexy, that are older, but ain't nothing like having a youngie in that kitchen, or youngie got her feet propped up on your lap and y'all watching y'all favorite movie together. You glance over and you be like, dang, my woman fine. And she gonna be fine for a long time. Y'all caught that? Let's put it like this, and maybe this is just my ego. I want my wife finest to outlast me. Yeah, my ego like that. I want my wife's beauty, her looks, her shape, even after we have kids, because I'm seeing all these beautiful South American women with 1 or 2 kids, and they still look beautiful in their bodies. I want my woman's beauty to outlast me. If I'm with a woman my age, her beauty, it's on the decline. Sorry, you don't look like you did when you was 24 or 29 or 31. You 51, 52. You up here with me. But as a man, I could still keep my looks. But as a woman, you know, every blue moon you will see a woman in essence that I'm 71 and I'm fit. Okay, that's an anomaly. But with a younger woman, I'm telling you, dude, I love the fact that my wife's beauty will outlast me. When I'm gone, she's still gonna be sexy. I appreciate that. We got 71 people in the building. Make sure 71 people click that like. And number 8, the last one we're going to be talking about tonight, guys. Don't forget this. We're going to run through this list one more time before I let you guys up in a little while. They can lead to a lasting relationship. I found out something today. Men that date older women live on average 20% longer than men that date women their own age. I'm gonna let that one sink in. Men that date or marry a younger woman, who's of course the right woman, not a woman that's gonna stress you out. I'm talking about marry a good woman. Date a good woman. You may not even have to marry her. Date. You might be like Jay. You just got you a good person on your arm. You are 20% less likely to die at the same time as the dude that got the older woman. If you just want to live longer, let's just look at that benefit. If you say, if I just want her just so I can live a little bit longer than the average dude right here with the female that's right around his age. All that is cute on paper. Yes, I'm 47. My husband's 51. Got you. Good for you. As for me, I'm trying to live 20% longer than your husband, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a younger woman. Especially if she's caring and she's traditional and she knows to take care of you. Today, Andrea took me to go get an eye exam. This is part of our insurance, right? We got our insurance policy. So here in Colombia, you have to get like an annual checkup, right? For your insurance, for your health insurance. And so I had to go today for my eye exam. Andrea right there, getting everything set up, all the paperwork taken care of. Hey, we need to do this. We need to. That's a younger woman taking care of me. Bam, bam, boom, bam, 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 boom, boom. Older woman would say, you can do that yourself. Do it. Oh, you can do it yourself. You don't need me. But a younger woman feels appreciated when you allow her to do things for you. You caught that? And that's one of the ways that you're going to have longevity for. So I'll take that extra 20% from all you guys that like older women. You go ahead and do that, bruh. As for me, I'm living 20% longer than you. All right, guys. Before we get started, there's a video that I want to show you guys. I want to change the music up in a second. And I didn't finish doing the shout outs. I'm about to come to that point in a second, guys. But I got a video that I want to pull up. I appreciate you all being here this evening.
The only thing I do give him, he probably shouldn't have said this on the internet.
I'm going to come back to this. All right. And this video was part of the daily wrap-up crew last night. They talked about this topic as well. And I end up popping up on the daily wrap-up crew. I always support their channel. Make sure you guys support these young guys. They're really doing some amazing things. And so I'm going to show you the clip of what we talked about when it came to an older man. When we talk about Marquis Houston dating a younger woman, and the aftermath of him coming out being honest, and what a person can expect. But before we do that, let's go back to because I see you guys put in a lot of comments. Let me we got Ransom in the building, like I mentioned before. Let me scroll down. Stefano, one random guy. Oh, Joey's in the building. Shout out to Joey, man. What's up, brother? Let me scroll down, make sure I got everybody such as Kenny Ross in the building. We also talked about Kenny. We also got Julian. Julian said, I had a lot of Spanish to study. He said, I have a Spanish and exam next. He said, I got a Spanish exam next week and a written exam. All right, cool. Speaking of Spanish exams, we're going to pause right here for a second. I want you guys, any of you guys heard of the Pimsleur study program or Spanish studying program? They have many language programs, but they have the Pimsleur lessons. We all know about Rosetta Stone, but the one that's kind of like pushing Rosetta Stone out the way is, and people are just raving about it, is Pimsleur. And Pimsleur is the one that a lot of people have been very, very impressed with. So here's what we're looking at. So those of you who are, this would happen. I had a friend of mine, Yusuf Watif, out of Brazil. He passed on during the pandemic. In other words, COVID, because of COVID, complications of the virus, he passed on. But before he passed on, he sent me a copy of the Pimsleur, the whole thing, and I have it in my computer. What I did this week, I'm going to show you guys. For you guys that are part of the Patreon, or you guys that want to join Patreon, remember, Pimsleur is like $500, $600, $700, $800. So it's expensive, just like Rosetta Stone is. So what I did was, for those of you that are on tier 2 all the way up, some of you guys already know, or some of you guys that want to join our Patreon, what I want you to do is, all you have to do is just see what I have down here, the Patreon. When I go to the Patreon, you guys are going to see what I just posted in there. So let me go there right now. Okay, let's see. We got that view on there. Let me get this pulled up real quick for us. Okay, it's not pulling up for me as far as showing me the screen. Okay, let's see what am I doing wrong? What are you doing wrong, Andre? Okay, there we go. So I hope you guys can see this. So what I did this week, anybody that knows Pimsleur, you know that the course is broken down into 30-minute audio. So you can listen to this while you're driving. You can listen to this while you're at work. It's 30 minutes of audio. That's what makes Pimsleur so good. It also comes with a booklet. So each time, like each day, you'll take one lesson of 30 minutes, and then you go through the booklet. And Pimsleur is a conversation type of lessons compared to others. So Pimsleur is not known for showing you the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of Spanish, but they do show you how to master conversational Spanish. So some of you guys just want to learn conversational Spanish. So at the end of the day, this is what I did. I'm going to drop this into the Patreon for those that are on tier 2 to tier 6. I think I got 6 tiers. It's going to be absolutely free for you guys. So anybody that supports the Patreon, you're going to get this $600 learning course. And of course, make sure you go to Let's Speak Spanish and continue to learn your lessons. Go to Let's Learn Spanish on YouTube, Spanish Butterfly on YouTube, all these other content creators to get the bulk of your grammar. In other words, learning your how to pronounce the A's, the B's, the C's, learning your the crux of your Spanish. But as far as conversational, and you're trying to pick it up quick, Pimsleur is considered right now the best one that you can have. So we're putting it on there on the Patreon for free. What I did was I posted in the Patreon right now the first 30 lessons. It's already in there for those that already want to come on board and be a part of the course. I mean, be a part of the Patreon. So I actually wrote an article. I told about what the courses are all about. All you do is, and these are 2 videos right here. One talks about the Pimsleur review, the pros and cons, so you can understand a little bit more about Pimsleur. Also, this is the top 5 countries to begin learning Spanish as for a beginner. Of course, Colombia is in there, but right here are all 30 units, including the booklet of the first group of Pimsleur lessons. Starting now, here's the cool part. Starting next month, I'm going to put group, because Pimsleur is broken down to 4 to 5 lessons or packages or units. Next month, I'm going to drop unit 2 in there. So for those that always want to purchase either Rosetta Stone or Pimsleur, but you was like, man, I ain't got the money like that for that. Just go become a part of the Patreon from tier 2 on up, and you can take advantage of the first 30 absolutely free. Like I said, I got the whole thing. I'm just starting to take advantage of it. I'm just starting to have enough sense to take advantage of it. Month 2, meaning the month of June, I'm going to drop units 2. So you get a fresh 30. The month after that is going to be another fresh 30. And then the month after that, it'll be the final 30 with the booklet. So everything that you would have paid for, you're going to get it as part of being a part of the Patreon. So any of you guys that see the links that right here, of course, but also when you see the link in the comments that Stefano drops and you want to join the Patreon, we're looking to have at least 5 to 10 people join the Patreon in the next 2 weeks. And so if you want to join, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to be putting stuff in there that is going to help you prepare yourself for not only visiting South American countries, but if you're ready to relocate, I'm going to have that in there. That's what we want the Patreon to be. We want it to be a one-stop shop to where you know where some guy asked me a question. One of you guys asked me a question last week. Andre, where's a list of all the black clubs in Colombia? I'm putting together that list. So if you join the Patreon, you'll be able to get a list of all the Afro beats clubs, all the clubs that are reggae clubs, all the clubs that are hip hop clubs, all the clubs that are in the major cities that we go to. You'll just be able to go there automatically and pull up that information on when you get to a particular city. Okay, what's popping in that city where I can be around some brothers and sisters? So that's going to be in the Patreon. The other thing that I discovered, I didn't know this. Here's a bit of trivia for you guys. You ready? This is a good one. I just told Andrea this. She didn't know this. Did you know? I thought I was just playing when I said Cali, Colombia is the Atlanta of Colombia, right? Because we got so many black people. I didn't know this. I found this out this weekend. Cali, Colombia is the second largest population of Afro South Americans or Afro Colombians or just black people in South America outside of, I think it's Sao Paulo, Brazil. The city of Sao Paulo has the most black people per population than any city in South America. Number 2 is Cali, Colombia. The other thing I didn't know was this. Cali, Colombia, 70% of the population is black folk. I told Andrea that. She was like, yeah, I know. I didn't know that. I didn't know this city. I know we got a lot of black people here, but I did not know that Cali, Colombia is 70% brothers and sisters. Not Medellin, not Cartagena. I knew Cali was number 1 as far as Colombia, as far as black people. And I knew Cali was number 1. Thank you, babe. Can you turn that on for me?
Yeah.
Thank you, sexy boo.
You're welcome. Hello to the audience.
Andrea said hello, guys. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate you too. Okay, so as far as, you see how your girl just brought me some coffee in here, even though she had already brought me some bottled water. Oh, that's good. And so when it comes to Cali, Colombia, Cali is number 1 as far as black people. Cartagena is number 2 as far as black population. Now, Chocó, the state, is the most black populated state. Y'all let her know, Stefano. But definitely, guys, like I said, if you want to be a part of the Patreon, I'm going to continue to put not only the videos of don't get it twisted. I got some videos for you guys. I'm be dropping some more of those on there. But I want the Patreon to be that one-stop shop where you guys can just get information. You don't have to worry about it, whether it be getting your visa, whether you be a veteran, and you're trying to find out where are the locations in Colombia that can help me out as a veteran. I'm putting that together too. So all this stuff is going into the Patreon. So don't think that there's going to be a regular Patreon like everybody else's. This is going to be a one-stop shop with Airbnbs in there as well. So now that we talked about that, hopefully you guys take advantage of the Patreon tonight. Appreciate you guys doing that. He said Dre got more stats than a mathematician. Yeah, man. Listen, I love stats, but that blew me away. I did not know. And also, here's another fact. Just like Medellin is right now, over the last 10 years, is the home of the best reggaeton artists. Now we know reggaeton and the most famous ones have come from Puerto Rico, but as far as the ones that's blowing up the charts over the last, J Balvin, Medellin, Nicky Jam, even though he Puerto Rico, came here, he blew up because he came to Medellin. You got Karol G, Medellin. You got so many performers of reggaeton over the last few years that's been killing it. The ones that's selling out stadiums, Medellin. Even though Puerto Rico is where the founders and the strong ones, as far as like as far as reggaeton's backbone is, of course, Puerto Rico. Here in Cali, this is becoming the Atlanta. Remember how Atlanta was when you had TLC, Usher, Babyface? That's what Cali is becoming for black people. There are so many black art. Dude, I would listen to some black R&B. Bruh, you'd have thought it was old school R&B except in Spanish. That's what they doing down here in Cali, dude. Bruh, they are, dude. Y'all keep on sleeping on Cali, boy. Keep on sleeping on these sisters down here. And they look good. Goodness gracious, they look good. All right. All right, we are about, like I mentioned before, guys, tonight's topic. I'm about to come to the comment section for a few moments. And then we're going to go into the video of when I was on last night, stopping in with the young brothers of the Daily Wrap-Up group concerning the topic about older men, younger women, Marcus Houston. So let's scroll down. Blade Runner's in the building, my man. Shout out to you, brother. Maurice is in the building, like always. I appreciate you, guys. Appreciate you. You say I'm a study. You say I'm studying that French. That's what Andrea wants to study. She's ready to study French. He said none of these programs work seriously. I speak Spanish well and can tell you I didn't use any of these money making no result programs. Actually, I did my homework on it, Kenny. And when it comes to Pimsleur, man, all I was getting was good reviews. The only thing that people were saying about Pimsleur is this, and I ain't mad at how you learned, but what I'm saying is, for those that want to learn just straight conversational right out the gate in the beginning, it has been dude, that's all I was hearing. That's how I found out about Pimsleur, is because of so many good reviews. And I was like, what's this program? I heard about Pimsleur about 5-6 years ago. And so what one person's method is, another person may not need it. But what I try to do is just share the information. If you eat the meat, spit out the bones, fellas. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. If you want to use it like I'm using it, so be it. If you don't need it, it's even better. So it is. But remember, one method is not the only way to learn Spanish, because I'm watching Spanish movies now, and instead of English subtitles, I'm really getting down and being serious more about learning my Spanish. And also make sure you guys subscribe and watch Let's Speak Spanish. Also, it's absolutely free. I'm posting it for nothing. Okay. He said, live free. So Scotty B. Oh, Scotty in the building. Shout out to Scotty. He said, I've learned all my Spanish on Pinterest. I love that system. That's why I said, guys, eat the meat, spit out the bone. What works for you, works for you. For me, I like it. It's the first program that I've had, even though I've had teachers, the teachers laid a grammatical foundation for me. Like Let's Learn Spanish. He helped to lay down my grammatical foundation of understanding that every letter in Spanish makes a sound. So you don't skip a letter except for the H. H makes no sound. Or when it comes to understanding colors, understanding how to properly pronounce a word. But as far as conversational back and forth, I enjoy taking what I'm learning from him and what I'm learning from others and what I'm learning from Andrea and my other friends here, and also implementing Pimsleur as well. I'm using everything. I ain't gonna even lie. It's been too long for me. I'm eligible to apply for my citizenship this year, and I need to learn Espanol. So yeah, and some of us are like, we've been traveling back and forth for years, and we're like, man, listen. Blade Runner said, get on our Patreon. A lot of good information on there. Yeah, I really try to think about what if it was me on somebody's Patreon. What does Andre have to offer? What is Love Crossing Borders offering on a Patreon that ain't nobody else offering? And that's what I think. I always try to think about whether you guys are visiting or whether you're relocating here. I want it to be a spot where you can just go to and it's right there. There's no problem. All right. But shout out to you. Thanks, Kenny, for your perspective, though. Kenny said Pimsleur is trash in his perspective. But Scotty say, and I say, we enjoy it. But it's neither here nor there. Okay, Law Dog is in a building. He said that's an old school That's an old school book called. Oh, there's an old school book called. Let me write that down. Let me write that title down. You guys know I'm always looking for information. Old school book called the Madrigal. Oh, the Madrigal's Magic. Magic of Spanish. Thank you for that information. I will be getting that book. It's only $5 on Amazon. Thank you very much, brothers. Anything that you can help your boy out with learning Spanish, I appreciate. We got 70 people in the building. Make sure all 70 click that like button. I will be dropping the link at the top of the hour. We're 46 minutes in, so I will be dropping that link real soon, guys. All right, let's scroll down. You guys are still speaking about which Spanish is which Spanish and so forth and so forth. I know, right? I'll let her know. Dre got more. We went there. Here we go. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Cali was 70% Afro-Colombian either. I mean, you know, now that I look at it, you know, now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But when I think it's because we live out north and it's not as many Afro-Colombians that live out here. In some of the clubs and bars that we go to, sometimes there's not that many Afro-Colombians can afford to go to some of those spots. But then when you just look at the city as a whole, ain't none but brothers and sisters here. That's true. Ain't nothing but brothers and sisters up here. So yeah, definitely. He said a ton of listening and still learning. Yeah, turn to listening to learning. You're right. Yeah. I'm excited about Spanish because it's going to be a never-ending journey. So I'm excited about that. He said, learn more about the global cost. Oh yeah, the cost of living. Yes, guys, make sure you click that because that cost of living index will let you know how much compared to any city in the world. You can put your city in there and whatever city you want to move to, and you can compare the cost of living before you even move there. So shout out to you guys in regards to that. My crypto travelers in the building. He said, what's the climate in Cali compared to Medellin and Cartagena? Easy question. Cartagena is hot. It's hot. You're gonna need two ACs. It's not extremely humid, so I can't say that, but it's gonna take you a couple of days to get used to Cartagena. After a couple of days, you're good. You can walk around outside, enjoy yourself, but it's hot. Secondly, with Cartagena, which nobody wants to talk about, Cartagena has a flood season. Yeah, and I'm talking about like monsoon, that car floating down the street floods. Yeah, when it rains in Cartagena, it's like they have a flood season. Boy, it rains. It rains. But as far as most of the year, Cartagena is a sunny South Beach, Miami type of feel, Tampa Bay type of feel about it. So you really will enjoy Cartagena in regards to that. Medellin, it is the city of eternal spring. That's the nickname of Medellin. Why do they call it the city of eternal spring? Because it is just like spring. It has that cool weather. It stays between between 65 and 75 for Medellin. For you guys that normally go there, is that what it is? Because it cools down at night. It has a cooler climate because it's locked in a valley. It's locked inside of a valley. The whole city is in a valley surrounded by mountains. And so at the end of the day, at night, it cools down a little bit. That's why sometimes you see people with jackets. Sometimes you won't see people with jackets. Medellin gets over 200, I think it's like 230 days of the year that it gets rain. But it's not long. It doesn't rain long. And it doesn't rain all the time in the same area. So the whole city doesn't necessarily get rain at the same time. Kind of like Tampa. Tampa, Florida is like that. You could be on one side of the street and it's completely raining. And literally on the other side of the street, the sun is shining and there is no rain. But Medellin is the city of eternal spring. It is the same weather year round. no changing. You never have to worry about that with Medellin. It's a great, beautiful, beautiful city. You can tell that it's spring from all the trees and the beauty of the plants and the flowers. Beautiful, beautiful city. Cali is warmer than Medellin. Absolutely correct. Cali is between 70 and 80 degrees, sometimes in the mid 80 degrees. Cali is starting to cool over the last couple of years, which is kind of cool. It's starting to cool down at night. So not cool like you need to wear a jacket, just cool like you like good. We can go out clubbing, having a good time and enjoy ourselves, and it doesn't feel muggy. It's really starting to cool down a lot at night. I noticed that over the past couple of years. And even when my man Demain, who was here back in the day, he came down this past summer and he was like, I mean, over the past few months, this past winter, and he was like, wow, Dre, it is cooled down here when it comes to the evening. It's nice and comfortable in the evening. Does it have its hot days? Yes, it do. Yes, it does. If you want to compare Cali to any city, Cali is literally weather-wise the twin to Tampa, Florida. I don't know why it's like that. If Tampa is 72, Cali is 72. If Tampa is 81, my trips back and forth, literally every day, Tampa and Cali were basically like 1 degree off of each other. It's the craziest thing. The craziest thing. Cali does have its rainy season, but it doesn't. It's not like a flood rainy season. Now on the south, because they don't have a good sewer system, deep south, even though it's nice in that area, they get a little bit of flooding, but not like Cartagena's flooding. When Cartagena gets flooding, it floods like somewhere in Kentucky. So those are the difference between the three. He said Cartagena is just as hot, but due to the ocean breeze, it's not as sticky. Correct. Cali, I believe Cali has a little bit more humidity than Cartagena, and I can feel that humidity just like it's in Tampa's. Julian says Ella verb app is also how he said also how a private teacher. Let me write that down. Yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of all the outlets and avenues that you guys are sharing. Thank you guys for all the information. Racket Club's in the building. Is Pimsleur better than Babbel? You know what? As far as conversational Spanish for me, because I like that I realize because I'm down here, I need conversational Spanish fast. That's what I like about Pimsleur. It's teaching me back and forth conversations. I could use Speak Spanish TV to help me learn the grammar, the proper pronunciation of the words, the situational conversations. I can use a tutor, or I can use the apps to help me out with certain terms and words and so forth, and know the difference between niñas and niños. You know, niñas are the girls, little girls. Niños are little boys or children. You learn that through your teacher. But just to have a conversation, just at least immediate conversation at a restaurant or something, that's what I like about Pimsleur. It gets me off the ground fast. It's getting me off the ground really fast, and that's what I enjoy about it. So, and that's why I'm not using just one outlet to study Espanol. Oh yeah, so you're talking about the Spanish book. And let's scroll down. Yeah, imagination space, imagination, repetition, right. That's where I am right now, Kenny. It's funny that you would say that. I'm actually writing like I used to write when I was in kindergarten, man. You know how I used to, I can run. I'm kind of writing like in kindergarten now to make sure that I, use the subconscious repetition that'll be able to help me out. So I am doing that. I'm listening. I'm watching kids cartoons in Spanish that are singing. I'm almost at the stage of watching Spanish Sesame Street, you know. So anything I could do to learn. So I'm at that. He said, Dre, it's a delay. Okay. I hope that I'm doing a little better now, guys. Thanks for letting me know, Stefano. Let me scroll down a little faster. Love Crossing Borders. Oh, thank you guys once again. Wait a minute, did I miss some cash? Some dudes that donate some cash apps. Let me get back to you, brothers. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Shout out to Kings of Dreams for his cash app. Salute, big bro. And the chat. This is going to be a good one. Yes, it is. Shout out to you, brothers. Also, shout out to my man being in the building. The Narrow. He says, from Houston. Them Houston boys at it again, Mom. Mom, them Houston boys are at it again. Houston with love. Keep sharing the light, my man. Yes. Shout out to you, Houston brothers. Listen, bruh, if I hadn't moved out of the States, it was between Tampa and Houston, man. I lived in Tampa 14 years. And I didn't want to do Dallas, but I'd done a lot of homework on Houston and what was the other city? In North Carolina. Charleston. I think it's Charleston, North Carolina. That's the other city I was doing research on. My man in the building, African Wolf. Shout out Dre and to the chat room. Yeah, we got a good one tonight, guys. We got a real good one. All right, let me scroll down to the bottom real quick, and then I'm gonna share this video. He says, salute to Dre. He said, I just tuned in. What's up, namesake? I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. He also says, he's talking to One Ransom guy. All right, Michael's in the building. Shout out to you, Mike. What's up, brother? Also, okay, here we go. Let's get ready to get started with this video. This was last night, talking on the channel of the Daily Wrap-Up crew. The question was presented in regards to Marquise Houston, who's married the young lady at 19, met her at 17, waited, he waited till she got old enough, and also made sure that, they got married. He didn't just, smash her a couple years and get rid of her. He actually married her. They both are religious people. They're both Jehovah's Witnesses. And so y'all gonna quit hating those cities, man, in the States, man. He says Houston ranks #1 for the dirtiest U.S. cities, but them gals fine as wine. I take that. Yes, there are some beautiful women in Houston, definitely. Okay, so as far as what is the value? Why should an older man date a younger woman? And so we're going to get started on this video real quick. Let me bring this up at the screen. Because
now there is going to be unnecessary scrutiny, maybe within the confines of his relationship now. Everything could have been going on good now, but now she might be reading the comments. Now she might see women saying, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he should have probably kept that off the internet, man. He seems to be living a happy life. You know what I mean?
Do you think him expressing that was why do you need to clarify if you're happy in your marriage too? Like, why do you have to get validation from people that you don't give a fuck from anyway? Like, you want to make it seem like you not no.
Did he do that interview before he got backlash or after he got backlash?
I mean, I believe people were already kind of talking about it. He responded. That's why he did the interview. It was
I guess he probably had
I don't need justification from the world if I'm happy in my marriage. He must have felt away.
That's true. Probably.
Or he probably just wanted to clear things. I don't know. He probably just wanted to clear things up. Like, people justify things all the time that we look at like, yo, damn, you ain't have to really say that, man. Like, love crossing, man. Like, what's your thoughts on this Mark and Houston situation?
I agree with Marcus. Let's go back to what you guys were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
If he hadn't said anything, just like with what a lot of the panel was doing, assumptions were made.
True.
And with the notoriety and fame that he's had over the last 20 years, he can't do like us average dudes do, just live your life and enjoy your wife. He knows that he's still touring. He's still making movies here and there. We all know his name and his fame, and so he knows that he needs to nip things in the bud early. especially after what's going on with the attack of masculinity in the West. He realized that I can't sit back like in another country, like we can do in Colombia or in Brazil or in Thailand, and just live my life, even with fame. In the United States, his masculinity is going to be attacked and being put in the same category as a Bill Cosby, as a R. Kelly, like these ladies did. So instead of sitting back in a corner, this man said, I'm going to go on an offense and tell the true story. So now y'all can take the true story and shred it to pieces, but at least he know nobody created a story behind his back that he had to defend. He went on the offense. He told the true story in advance.
We're going to pause right there for a second. When it comes to dating a younger woman, guys, I want you to realize this. Whether you're Marquise Houston or whether you as rather regular dudes, whether you're in the States or out of the States, there's going to be somebody that's going to try to judge you. Whether it be in your girl's family or your girl's friends, or whether your boys probably won't do it, but some of your lady friends might try to judge your decisions, or even some of your family members, your closest family members. It's going to be somebody that got something to say. And don't let you be happy. Don't let you be with an older woman and you happy. There is going to be, a younger woman, with a younger woman and you're happy, there's going to be somebody that got something to say. And so one thing I can appreciate what Marquise did, he nipped it in the bud early by talking about it early.
And that's one thing that I can commend him on. Secondly, the brother could have sat back and lied to y'all. All the time we have actors and actresses and famous people lie about their age, lie about situations, circumstances. Unless you do an in-depth research, you won't know the truth until years later. So he could have easily lied to the public, but he didn't. He was honest. Let's say he did converse with her all the way through the age from 17 until 18, 19. Mm-hmm. He did have enough sense as a man and a responsible man not to overstep his boundaries in regards to trying to girlfriend her up and keeping it undercover, or trying to, I don't want to make an assumption, they could have done that. But what I'm saying is, at least he acknowledged, listen, I know that the consenting age was not right for me when I first met her. So at least he acknowledged that I'm not sitting around keeping her. He acknowledged this. We already have enough incidences with R. Kelly and others that they didn't care less about the person's age, and they just going to do what they want to do. So this brother.
The second thing is that I just mentioned on there was, you guys, if you want to watch the whole video with the ladies that were on before I came on, you can do that. It was last night's show, and they had it's the thumbnail that has Marquise on there with the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Great young men, and these ladies kept trying to compare him to R. Kelly, to other men that have done things with women that were underage. This man acknowledged, he said, listen, I met her at 17, but I ain't hit her up at 17. A lot of times society will try to tear you down and tear down your masculinity, even though they have no proof. They're trying to make this seem like this dude was just was the nasty uncle in the corner or the creepy co-worker. He wasn't. He acknowledged, I met her at this particular age, but I didn't take advantage of that moment. And so a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that. And I like what Julian says. He said, shout out to R. Kelly, some of the best, some of the BS charges right now. Yes, he's dealing with some BS charges in some of them. He said, who cares about what other people think? Absolutely correct. But they will come. I'm just saying, I'm just letting you guys know they will come. If you build it, they will come. Let's go back to the video.
Sat back and waited. There are many dudes that I know in my community that said, when you turn 18, girls, holler at me. That's very common in our community. So when dudes trying to act all surprised now, like, oh, I never heard that before. No matter where I'm from Detroit, and I'm from Cleveland, and I'm from Tampa, and I'm from San Francisco, and I'm from Atlanta. I've lived around across this country. And so a lot of stuff that I hear are the norm. And this is one of the things that we used to say when we were 17, 18, 19, 20, 25. Girl, how old are you? Oh, you 17? You 16? holler at your boy when you turn 18. When you turn.
Let me put a 1 in the comment. I'm going to put a 1 in the comment section. If when you were coming up, you heard in your community, you heard them say, hey, little mama, how old are you? Oh, when you turn 18, holler at your boy. Whether you was 25, whether it was somebody trying to holler at your little sister, or you saw some dude that was 23 or 19 trying to holler at the girl in your neighborhood, and she was underage, like, man, you looking good, little mama. When you turn 18, holler at me. We all heard that. No matter where you go in the country, whether you're in the black community or white community, we all heard when you turn 18. I said it, and I was 19. Man, it was this hot young virgin girl. Mom kept a reign of fear on this young girl, but she could hang. You know, mom let her hang out with us kids in the neighborhood. And boy, everybody knew she loved her some Andre, but she was 16 and I was like 18, 19. And and all I was thinking in my subconscious mind, let me go ahead and burn my time. I'm gonna go and burn my time. I said, and everybody knew she wanted Dre to be the first. Well, between that time, she met a 17-year-old when she was 16, and they hooked up. No big deal. But my point was, even at 19, 18 years old, I knew the weight on a young lady. So, and I know I ain't the only one in some of our communities. We were 17, 18, and the girl was maybe like, she was just a freshman in high school and you were a senior in high school. Come on, how many seniors dated freshmen or sophomores? Or some dude he's a freshman in college and he's still dating some chick that's in high school. And he knows that she's nothing but 17, but he's 18 or 19 in college, his second year of college. So it's not uncommon for this to take place. You're going to hear me also talk about in this video when it comes to when we got hit on. How many times I put a 1 in the comment section for this one. How many times y'all got hit on by an older woman when you was young? How many times you had a woman over 18, whether she was one of your mama friends making a slick comment, ooh, your sons look good, girl, when they turn 18. How many times y'all been hit on by an older woman and you knew you were 16 or 17 years old and the older woman in the instance was anybody over 17 to 18 years old? How many times some of you dudes were playing football, you were big enough for a man, you got the body of a man, but this woman, she 19 years old and she hitting on you. I know my younger brother, he was 13, he was smashing 21-year-olds. So it happens. Should it happen? Maybe not. But we do know in our community that people that are a little older, that are 25 dudes, they're going to mention this on the live on this video. If I'm not mistaken. Do remember, Jay-Z was 31, going on 32. Beyonce had just hit 19. Let that sink in. I'm gonna drop the link in a few moments after we get done with this video, guys. Let's go back to the video. 17. I'll let you in. We know that we had.
What are you saying? It's not I'll let me until you 18.
Right, right. Many dudes do. I know many brothers that have said that to young women. Well, holler at me when you turn 18. I know older women that said that to younger dudes. Young boy, ooh, you so cute. Look at you, boy.
I'm talking about the ones that don't care that they not 18. So what are we saying to those dudes?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
What you mean?
No, I'm saying, even I find that weird telling a young lady to holler at me when you're 18.
Wait a minute, pause. Have you never, let me ask you this.
I heard it before, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you may feel that it's weird, but all I'm just acknowledging is that it happens. No, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that it's happened. We can't sit back on this panel, whether the ladies were still up here or not, and say that term hasn't been used in whether it be in black communities or white communities. whether it be male or female saying this, older women saying this to the young boys. I had women that were hitting on me and my younger brother that were my mama friends. Ooh, when your son turned 18, girl.
Definitely, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it is a norm that people know to respect that threshold, but they know that when you hit that threshold, they don't care if it's 18, 19, 22, 23, holla at your girl.
So, did you have the same? My fault. King.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. As somebody breaking and entering in the house, right? So, is that the same as somebody is at the door ringing the doorbell and waits till the person opens the door and lets them in?
Absolutely not, of course.
Good things, right? So why is it the same as why is a pedophile the same? Somebody who's messing with an underage person is the same as a person that waits till a person is of age to take that to that next.
It's not. It's just a it's just shaming tactics. It's just realize there are certain buzzwords that are going around in the West, meaning Canada, United States, and UK, that are the buzzwords. Toxic masculinity, a buzzword. Calling men pedophile, a buzzword. Calling men that travel, passport brothers, saying what they're doing. And statistically, nobody's really doing it on a major scale at all, except for maybe, the others, not the brothers. But they'll put that out there. So it's all type of buzzwords that are going around to, once again, attack you guys as well as my masculinity. We already know at the end of the day, this is all about stomping out masculinity. And I was just thinking that if Marquise had went to another country, went to most countries, and married the same woman, it wouldn't be a batted eye. You ask my wife was 23 when I met her, and Andrea says this. She said, I tried it. I tried to date men my age. She said, I tried to date younger men. She said, I cannot stand them.
We're gonna stop right there for a split second, because I don't want this point to go across. If Marquise had met her in another country, had met her in Colombia, nobody would have said nothing. In Brazil, not a word. What about the Middle East? Nothing. Parts of Africa, the whole continent. He's 41, she's 19 when they got married, not a word. What about Asia? When they said something in Asia, not a word, nobody would have said nothing if she was 19 in Thailand and he was 41. In Morocco, they wouldn't have said nothing. South Africa, they wouldn't have said nothing. In many parts of Europe, they wouldn't have said a word. All throughout South America. What about Central America, Mexico? They wouldn't have said a word. Who are the only countries that are running off their mouth, bothering this man in his relationship, and will bother men like us for dating younger women? United States, UK, and Canada, the West. Those are even the Caribbean islands don't care. That's the sad part. And I don't want that to go past. So when some of you guys come to these other countries and you decide you're a man of means and you have the ability to date a younger woman that has maturity about her, do it, bruh. Because in most of the world, don't nobody give a dang. Nobody. That's only in the West with all those bitter Western women and those super simps that give a dang about you dating a younger woman. Guess what? Us dudes that date younger women don't care nothing about you men that like older women. We don't. If you like a woman that's right around your age, so be it, brother. Do your thing. Keep it romantic. Keep it beautiful. Do your thing. But as far as us who like younger women on our arms, don't criticize us because you don't know her and you don't know us. Before we go to the I'm going to be coming to the comment section in a second, but I do want to hit up these brothers. Father of many nations in the building. Shout out to you. Blessings, fam. Just getting here to the live. Trucking late. All right, I see you. That's why I knew some of you guys were out there just listening in. late preparing for Cali. All right. Yeah. TikTok, brother. Got you on the board. TikTok. All right. And also we got Joey. Thank you very much, guys, for those super chats. We appreciate that. And also thank some of you guys who have already joined the Patreon tonight. We appreciate you guys also. And remember, we've got that Pimsleur in there for you guys to take advantage of, absolutely free. And that's going to be for you. And every month I'll be dropping another 30 units of the Pimsleur Spanish speaking program for you guys to take advantage of. I have 4 of the 5 units, and it works great for me. While I'm using the other apps, and I'm also using other study methods to get my Spanish on par. But I really do like that Pimsleur. All right, Joey says, before we scroll down, he says, it shows your level of discipline and maturity when you wait for a younger lady, and she checks for you more when she sees that your level of healthy masculinity to see a healthy masculinity within you. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. That's what attracts Andrea to me, because it's one thing to be older. Joey's right, but to be older and mature and masculine, that's what attracts my wife to me. Not just because I'm an older dude. She could have been with any older dude, but the fact that I hold an air of maturity about myself and of the traditional masculinity, like a lot of you guys do, that's what attracts a lot of younger women. I'm telling you guys, for you guys that's in your 30s, in your early 30s, you think you get women now? Wait till you hit your 40s and 50s, and especially if you're taking care of your health, bruh, you gonna be fighting, bruh. I'm telling you. Dude, let's put it like this. For the most part, in all my trips to Colombia, since I've been down here for the last 6 or 7 years, before I met Andrea and even now, I probably fight off more women under 30 than anything else. They like your boy take care of himself. You know, when you Lord of the Ring, everybody wants you when you're married. And also, I do carry myself with that maturity and that masculinity that all women truly desire. And many of you dudes carry yourselves with that too. Let's get ready to go back to the video. He says, I'm in my 40s and all I can attract is younger women. Dude, in the video, shout out to you, Father of Many Nations, for the super chat. In this video, we're going to go to the part where I talk about Andrea and how she and other women feel about dating younger men that are their age. Like Andrea, 23. Anybody under 30, she could have been dating. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to mention to them what Andrea said to me, and a lot of other younger women said to me as well. Kenny says, he said, at 41, even at 35, I've caught many teenagers looking out. That's true. You be looking like Girl Gone with that. Yeah, Joey, salute, Jamal. Yes, yeah. He said, would you say Cali is a good place to meet the? Oh yeah. Cali is a relationship type of city. I mean, you got some party girls here and there, but you can ask any dude that's really ask Jay Fleming. Ask any dude that's come down here really seriously want to meet some cool women. Cali is not Medellin because we don't get as many tourists. So women aren't convinced that you're going to leave them tomorrow like Medellin women are. He said, even hearing Chris Hansen on To Catch a Predator, Marquise has to watch that show religiously, knowing just what to do. Come on, fella, 17, and he waited. And he did. You gave the answer in the last statement. Is that the fact that he waited? I know women that have waited for men to turn 18. I know women that didn't. They just arrested a sister. I actually had an article. I think it was like yesterday. I forgot what big city. She was she was fine too. School teacher and the police officer caught her giving some head to one of her like 15-year-old students in her car. They locked up so fast. These sisters in the States don't care. Y'all dudes are leaving. See, y'all don't never think about this. And I'm not about to go on a rant, but do realize so many of us are leaving for other destinations, whether it be another state or another country. You leaving these sisters with three things: Pookie, Ray Ray, or younger boys. Y'all not thinking about that. We're so busy thinking about the fact that we're getting out of here. Sometimes we don't think about what the women are going to be left with: Pookie, Ray Ray, and younger men. And you're going to start seeing a increase of more women smashing young boys and getting young boys put on child support. Mark my word. And you're starting to see it increase each year. It used to be like that one teacher or maybe two teachers every 5 years got caught. Now it's been increasing. And now you're seeing sisters getting caught, getting smashed by their students, throwing their whole career away because they're so lonely and so empty at home. That's what we leaving sisters with. So when we leave, and we ain't looking back, but that's what we leave. It's almost like the Sodom and Gomorrah when God say, don't look back. The angels say, don't look back. And we just going forward. But what we leaving them with? Pookie, Ray Ray, and underage men. And they taking advantage of all three of those because they're so lonely and so empty at home, man. It's long. I'm going to give you guys a quote that women use that is the most asinine quote of all time. There's somebody for everybody. Statistically, just based off of stats in the United States, there are 2 million more age eligible women than men. It's impossible for those 2 million women to ever get married, to ever technically have a child, to ever technically, outside of hooking up with somebody, having a true mate. There is no such thing as there's somebody for everybody, because at least if every man married every woman of eligible age in the United States, there will still be 2 million women that can't get no sex, can't get no babies, can't get a man. So when women use that asinine statement, there's somebody for everybody, that is not true. Statistically, it's not true. It's impossible to accomplish that there is somebody for everybody. That's what you're leaving them with. He said, while women are sexual and do these kinds of things. Yeah, oh man, it's crazy, man. It's getting out of hand in the States. Shout out to you guys that are interested in doing a consultation with your boy in regards to your trip to Cali. I've done so many consultations. I got a board full of guys doing consultations. I actually got one coming up. Monday. Got one coming up Monday with my brothers. And so shout out to you brothers in regards to the consultation information. I try to give you as much information to have a great time. And a lot of times when you get down here to Cali, I'm hanging out with y'all anyway. So you got your boys, you got your chaperone. And usually I'm kind of like the driver anyway. So you got the designated driver because I'm usually drinking water anyway while you having a good time. All right. So hit me up if you need a consultation, guys. Thanks, Stefano. He said, me personally, one is enough. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. All right, but let's get back to the video because I want to share the link. And I want to go. What we're going to do is this time we're going to just finish the video. No interruptions. Let me turn the music down a little bit. I don't think that's too loud. That's good. With no interruptions. And after that, I'm going to just read real quick the list of 8 reasons why every man should have a younger woman. And then I'm going to drop the link and bring you guys up and hear what you guys have to say about this. So let's finish this video off right about now.
Don't have time to wait for a man to grow up. My wife says the benefits that I get with being with an older man, I get a chance to learn from his mistakes, so I ain't got to make them same mistakes. See, so in business, I can learn business from him, not why he's building a business, why he has a business. So now that's when she owns this, she acquires this, she's accomplished this. Now she says, babe, I want to just go back to school, get my master's. We're talking about here in Colombia. I want to go back. I say, we got the economic opportunity. You've accomplished your business goals. Let's go for it. Mm-hmm. But when she's a 23-year-old with another 23 or 26-year-old, she 9 times out of 10, she wouldn't have been owning real estate by now. She wouldn't have been talking about long-term life insurance. Not even an hour before you guys came on the show, me and my wife were talking about the value of compound interest. So one of the things we want to teach our children once we start having children is we're going to teach our daughter to be a businesswoman at the same time, a traditional woman, because there is a yin and yang that's possible. Not just teaching her to be Miss Independent, I got the money, or just being a traditional woman that can't make no money, but you can take care of a house. So we're teaching our children both. But I say, babe, the other thing I want to teach our children, male and female, whatever we have, is the value of compound interest. Ain't no 27-year-old dude on average talking like this. So my wife is reaping all the benefits. So all these older women that got the baggage and they got the babies and they have all this and they never had any males in their life that talk like we do, us older men do. These younger women who don't want to be bothered with, they don't realize there are younger women that do not want to be bothered with older women. I call them women that skip the line. You know how you stand in line at the bank or at the football game or at the club, and then I wish I could just get to the front of the line and just waste it. There are women that's like, I don't want to waste my time getting smashed by these next 10 dudes. I'm skipping the line and going to the front and getting an older dude who can teach me, direct me, help me. I can learn from his stories and his mistakes, and I ain't got to make them. Why should my wife and other young women sit back and wait to make the mistakes? If it were me, somebody said, what if your daughter wants to be with somebody younger, older? If that man does for me what I do for my wife, go for it. If my daughter does not like younger men, like my wife cannot, she will friend a younger man, she'll hang out and cool. Hey, we cool. But as far as attraction, hot, you could be the most beautiful, handsome dude there is. My wife she said, I tried it, I can't stomach it. And there are other women in the world like that. So if my daughter says, Dad, I can't take these young dudes, I ain't gonna let them beat my body up like this and then leave me with psychological issues. And I'm a bitter older woman, and by the time I hit 29, Dad, I like older men. They treat me better like you treated mom. And so if my daughter says that, or if my sister said that, I'm down for it, as long as he treats her well, because that's all I care about over the lifetime, not who treats her well, as long as she's being treated well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, everybody gonna have their own opinions, man. We appreciate you for calling in and sharing your thoughts. Listen, I do want to share this screen real quick. This is the age of consent by country, and of course, this is 2023. Like, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy because Nigeria age of consent.
Oh my God!
Japan, 13, like 13. It starts at 11, and then this gradually just keeps going up, obviously, and then then you get to the 16. Well, we still on the 15. Like United Kingdom 16.
Motherfuckers is disgusting, bro.
Ukraine 16. Like, you know what I'm saying? So. It depends, and then over here in Pakistan, Iran, you must be married, like, you know what I mean. So that's that's a whole different situation. But this is not nothing new. I'm not saying it's right.
Where's the US at?
The U.S. is the legal age of consent, I think, is
17.
I think it's expensive.
Oh yeah, 16. What the fuck? When the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. Like last thing I seen that it was what you call it. It was 17, but motherfuckers be changing that shit. I don't know. But listen, it is what it is, man. More of the story, man. Shit, everybody gonna have their own opinions about this topic.
All right. So as I was saying, and as you can tell from the list, and I'm looking down, the United States, age of consent in Mexico, 16. South America, for the most part, 16. Colombia is 16. Brazil, 14. Age of consent. So when it comes to these ages of consent, we sit back and we subconsciously assume in the United States the age of consent for a young lady and a man is 18. We still think it's 18, but the list that these men read off in Spain is 16. Canada is 16. Philippines is 16. Russia is 16. Ghana is 16. Ukraine is 16. Malaysia is 16. So while we're still subconsciously stuck on the fact that 18 is the age or 17 is the age of consent in your red, white, and blue United States, your 16-year-old daughter can get with a 21-year-old dude, and it is legal in the United States. So don't sit back and criticize other countries or other individuals when you are finding out tonight that, yeah, it is 16 in the United States, not 18, not 17. So even when Marquise met the girl at 17, if he had decided to date her, technically, he didn't have to wait like he did. Technically, he could have married her. And I already knew this. And I'll tell you how I know. My dad was 31. He married my mom in Alabama, 17, going on 18. A lot of our grandparents got married at 17. And our granddads were 22, 23, 29. So 17 and 16, that's not anything new in the United States. We assume that because a person goes into the military or us men could be drafted or we graduate high school at 17, 18, well, everything else got to be 17, 18, correct? We assume that. But the actual age of consent in the United States, like I said, I'm like Marquise, I wouldn't take advantage of a 16-year-old. And I wouldn't want somebody to take advantage of a 16-year-old child. But what I'm saying is, according to the government in the United States, the government says that if he had dated her at 17, it was legal. It was legal. So what I'm about to do now, after we watch that video, you guys learn a few facts. He said age of consent varies from state to state. And it does, absolutely. That's a good point. Good point. He said only because it's 14 in some countries, you have to use common sense. Absolutely correct. I agree with you guys. Just like I'm not going out. If I was single, I wouldn't be going to Brazil messing with 14-year-olds just because you can go to Brazil and mess with 14-year-olds. But you're right. I love how you guys say at least use some common sense. Use some common sense and some respect. Respect the country, respect the culture, respect the families, things like that. You say 14, 16 is a matter of if the woman's ready. Absolutely. Even if the woman is 24, 34, if she's not mentally ready to be in a relationship, the type of relationship that you're looking for at 34, it still could be a headache. But while you guys are talking and giving great information, I am about to grab this link to invite you guys up. All I ask for you guys to do is to cam up behind the scenes. If you cannot cam up behind the scenes so I can make sure I see you, you can't come up. Now, once I let you up, you don't have to cam up if you don't want to. But at least cam up behind the scenes so I can see, that everything is legit. So I'm going to drop this link in here so you guys can take advantage of it. And give me your opinion. While I wait for some of you guys to come up, I'm going to go back over that list of 8 reasons why men should date younger women. Number 1 was younger women have more energy. They do. And I'm not just talking about physical. Their presence, their essence gives us a better energy than just having an older woman. Number 2, they are open-minded compared to the closed-minded, narrow-minded older women that are our age that you can't tell them nothing. Many younger women, if she's mature, you can tell her something. You can encourage her in regards to certain things or introduce her to certain things. Number 3, they can bring a fresh perspective. Absolutely correct. We don't know everything, even though we're older men. And sometimes a younger woman can give you a perspective of something that you never even thought about. Number 4, they can inspire personal growth. I know being in a relationship with Andre has made me a better man. And like I can say this, statistics show that a man that dates a younger woman will live 20% longer than a man that dates a woman his age, that's around his age. I'm gonna say that again. For all you dudes that like older women, I have nothing against that. But do realize statistically, I'm gonna live with good health, I'll live 20% longer than you will just because I got a younger woman. Now, the next one is they can boost your confidence. There is nothing like walking into a room with a young, attractive woman on your arm. Absolutely correct. Number 6 is they can provide a sense of purpose. Yes, when you thought you've lived life already, you thought that you knew everything. All of a sudden you start traveling with your young woman on your arm, and she allows you to see things in a whole new light. Number 7, they can bring joy and happiness. When you got the right woman on your arm, they can bring joy, happiness, and peace. And peace. Number 8, they can lead to a lasting relationship. Yes, they can. It is amazing how relationships can be strong when you're with a person that doesn't have baggage, that doesn't have 2 or 3 or 4 kids. Now, you might have a younger woman that you like and she's got children, but at the end of the day, you still have the opportunity to have kids with her. But with older women, please, they like, I done had my kids, I don't need no more kids. You like, wait a minute, I don't have any kids. So I'm supposed to just give up my dream of having a legacy because you don't want to have any kids? So at the end of the day, these are the reasons why I suggest that a person who is interested in dating or being in a relationship with or even marrying a younger woman, I kid you not, if I had advice for anybody, if my boys was up here, my boys back in the States was up here, I would tell them, bruh, get you a younger woman. I wouldn't say throw away the woman that you with. Now you got somebody that you love, age doesn't matter. But what I'm saying, if you got the choice between the two and you juggling right now, bruh, get you a younger woman. There is so much. Andrea being 28 right now gives me so much peace when it comes to having children in the next couple of years. If I get somebody 38 or 48, that dream is deferred. I'm never able to have kids. Why? My wife 48. Unless she Janet Jackson or something and have a kid that's older, 9 times out of 10, I won't be able to have any kids. But a wife at 28, we got time. We got time. That's the type of peace of being with a younger woman. I enjoy watching Andrea's development into her womanhood. When you're with a woman your age, you just watching her because y'all growing at the same time. But when you sit back, you got a younger woman and you see her grow from, I was looking at the videos that I created when I first met Andrea. Well, our first times of hanging out and all that. And then the woman who she has become just to in these last 5-6 years. Day and night. Day and night. And so now I'm so excited of what her life is going to look like in the next 5 years. I get a chance to not only celebrate what my life is going to look like, but when you got a younger woman, you can sit back and celebrate what their life is going to look like. That's another thing that I enjoy. I also enjoy the fact that as I get older and this body will someday not be the body that it is today, I've got somebody young enough to take care of me and be there with me. You know, women in the States always want to talk about, yeah, your thing ain't going to be working and she going to want somebody. Bruh, I got down now in that area, I'm Benjamin Button for life. I'm aging backwards when it comes to that part. So I'm good with that. But as long as we're taking care of our health, our diets, drinking water, exercising, going for walks, fresh air, we have more of a chance as older men to still satisfy these young women compared to what these women in the States say about us, because in the States, you're eating unhealthy foods. You're inhaling unhealthy air. You got fluoride and all type of junk in all the waters. You got GMOs in every package. Half the stuff that you eat is either frozen or in a package. So no wonder your body is not doing what it's supposed to do as an older man in your 50s and 60s. You've been eating American food your whole life. But then for some of you guys, you move to other countries and you get recipes. Some of y'all ain't had nothing from a recipe in a long time. You get recipes now. And so that's some of the advantages that you have. Now, let me get rid of this here. Remove from studio. And remove stop screen sharing. So I'm going to drop that link one more time, and we've got 20 minutes. If nobody wishes to come up, that's cool, because you know your boy Dre can talk. But this is a great topic. And like I said, it feels good to know that Andrea is already in the habit of taking care of your boy. So when I really get older, it's subconscious for her. Let me make sure my man got this. Let me make sure my husband got this. Let me make sure this is on point and that's on point. Why? Because while I'm still able to really take care of myself, Andrea's on top of making sure I got the best diets, the best food, the best this, the best that, the best. Her family often says, you guys spend a lot of money on expensive, healthy foods. And I tell people this, I'm going to tell this to you. In life, just like a car, you know what we say about a car, you're either paying payments or you're either paying for repairs. It's the same thing with our bodies. You're either going to pay to have some of the best, healthiest foods, or in the long run, you're going to be paying for medical bills and medications. Which one you want to pay on? That's all it is. Some of you dudes are going to be out of shape and you're going to be paying for heart medication. You're going to be paying for diabetes medication. You're going to be paying for extra checkups. You're going to be going to more medical exams, especially the cost that you pay in the United States, because you didn't pay for healthy foods because you thought that Whole Foods was so expensive, or going to a fruit market is too expensive. I'd rather just go to Walmart and get those sprayed on yellow bananas and not getting real bananas. Shout out to Jay being here. Let me add Jay up in here. How's your day going, Jay? Oh, I can hear you.
All right, good, man. Yeah, just letting you know, man. Great show, man. I appreciate you bringing me up. You always dropping the knowledge for us brothers, and I gotta thank you for looking out for me while I'm out here in good old Colombia.
I'm glad you're having a good time out here too, man. It was great hanging out with you and your girl. I really like the pictures that you guys took the other day too in Cartagena.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, she's been wonderful. Yeah, so I definitely gonna have to spend some more time with her. She's been great. So like you were saying, man, Cali is not like Cartagena and Medellin. So meeting her was it was a lot different than the other women that I've dealt with out in Cartagena mostly.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you were. It was good to see you with somebody that complements your personality, your style, and what you're looking for in somebody that you would be with down here while you're in Colombia. Really good, very, very ladylike, very like good energy, and like I said, I was really happy. I won't even lie. I'm just gonna say this. I didn't get a chance to tell you. I was really happy when I saw her in the photos with you in Cartagena, because I thought you guys blended so well here in Cali. And so when you when you went to Cartagena, I was like, oh well, maybe they'll link back up once she comes back to Cali again. So when I saw her in Cartagena with you, I was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So because I had told her because she actually does modeling. She does professional modeling. So I was like,
right.
This would be a great opportunity for us to get a couple of pictures on the beach and different things like that for my YouTube and my TikTok and all that. And she's just been really rocking with me with all that type of stuff. So it's like I said, man, the women in Cali, they're definitely a lot different. Man, yeah, I appreciate that girl a lot, actually.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What is your opinion in regards to an older man being with a younger woman, or just the Marcus Houston situation? What is your opinion in regards to that?
I mean, my opinion is, you gotta let the man do what he wants to do. I mean, the man's not hurting anybody. He's not deleting anybody. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's like, I feel like people just want to nitpick at any little thing that they can find. And this is one of the things that Kevin talked about is, successful men tend to go for younger women. That's just what it is. Unless you actually were riding with that man prior to his success, typically that man, if he's single, he's going to go for a younger woman. Just like, I think, most of the successful guys I know, they go for younger women. They don't go for women 30 plus. So, I'm with Marcus Houston. I think he's doing a great thing. I think he's building his family. From what I can see, he's actually done everything right.
Yeah. I mean, he's causing no problems. Both of them are happy. They have a child. I mean, what more do women in the United States want? What more do men who are complainers in the United States want? The man has basically done everything. He followed the blueprint. Make my money while I'm young. Check. Make sure I don't blow all my money. Check. Try to keep as much drama and social media away from me as possible. Check. Still be viable in the network as far as what he does, singing and writing and acting. Check. Still doing that. Right. So now it's time for him, after the fruits of his labor since he was in a house party with Immature all the way until 41, the man is saying, listen, I'm ready to settle down, and I'm not going to settle down with a woman that has baggage. I've worked too hard in life to not have that. So he said, I would rather be with somebody who was attracted to me and I'm attracted to them, and somebody that wants to be with. Here's a part that a lot of people are not giving her credit for. There are women that want to be with older men. They don't want a young man. Shout out to Los in the building.
I think women want to be with older men. I don't think there's really very many, younger women that want to be with men their age. I mean, I think all of us growing up have seen that to some degree. Like I said, I'm going to just say something we already know. There is no pleasing them. There is no end goal. It's just to complain. Yeah, you're never going to satisfy the women of the state. That's just not going to happen. So that's why we're out of here. We're gone, man. We're getting our passports. We're leaving. We're finding it better.
Yeah. Shout out to Victory also. Victory, Los, and Jay. Absolutely. Let me hear what you guys have. Let me hear what you have to say, Los, in regards to this when it comes to older man, younger woman. If you're still there, Los. If not, let me hear what you have to say, Victory, in regards to a scenario of the younger man, older woman. You guys might be opposite of us. You might be one of those guys that say, you know what, I don't have a problem with it in regards to being with a woman your same age. Let me know what you have to say, Victory.
All right, first of all, I want to say hello to the panel. Can you guys hear me okay?
Move in.
All right. Actually, I don't see a problem either way. It's a matter of personal choice. And I think what people fail to realize is, hey, that woman has a choice also. That woman has a brain. You know, you mentioned about, you know, your wife, Andrea, you know, she been through dating younger men her age. It didn't work for her. So it's not only a matter of choice for the man, it's a matter of choice for the woman as well. So, and like in Western society, it's, I believe this situation is so minute. You have bigger issues in Western society. You got, you know, the alphabet soup, drag strip
Right.
community, quote unquote, just parading any way they want to in schools in front of kids, and
Yeah.
let a normal heterosexual person go up there and just start gyrating in front of these kids and to say yes, this should be acceptable in society. Say yes, it should be acceptable in society. Man, them people will be thrown in jail.
Absolutely.
So you're talking about that group of the community, quote unquote, feeding kids that are well underage. We're talking about kindergartens,
I've seen the videos.
grade school kids. And you want to worry about somebody 30, 40, 50-year-old man dating 20-year-old women? There's something wrong with that picture. That just goes to show you how backwards the Western society is in dealing with this situation. It does not make sense. If someone who's 40, 45 want to date somebody 23, 24, 25 years old, and she wants it as well, it shouldn't be a problem for anyone else. It just doesn't make sense. Impress me. Deal with the situation that's going on with what our kids are being exposed to. Impress me with that. Impress me with that. But this other stuff here, dating younger people and stuff like that, that don't impress me none. It doesn't impress me because the Western society, we are learning, and the internet is exposing a lot of things that without the internet, we had no clue of. Other societies, other countries don't live that way. We didn't have that knowledge until YouTube channels, social media blew up and everything like that. And we are exposed to other parts of the world and how they live, what their cultures are like. All right. And that's a real problem because the Western society is like, this is the only world that you should know, and that's it. Well,
yes, it is.
We're quickly learning that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. Okay, so if you want to impress me, stop the craziness, stand up for the craziness that's going on in society in reference to what we feed in our kids. As far as all the perversions and things like that we're allowing society to feed into our kids. Okay, then you'll get my support. Other than that, you can go somewhere. And that's pretty much how I feel about that.
Excellent points. Because I've seen it. When I saw last week, when I saw the GayBC book that's out now, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I thought it was a joke. And I was like, you can look it up on Amazon. They got a book out there, the GayBCs,
right? And
it actually walk through. B stands for bisexual. C stands for
making the unnatural natural and socially acceptable, and then feeding it to our kids and allowing them to gyrate in front of our kids.
I saw that YouTube video in regards to they had a drag dancer actually in school teaching not only doing the dance but having the kids dance along.
Right. And then we're dealing with a society that's saying, okay, at children, kindergarten age, talking about, okay, you can determine whether you can be represented as a he or a she. That's the real problem. That's the real problem. You want to worry about somebody 30 or 40 years old dating somebody 10, 15, 20 years younger than them. That's nothing to worry about. That's none of your business. You got enough
Absolutely.
in the Western society to deal with, and instead of dealing with, all these people and the way they want to live their lives. All right, you got too much perversion around here to deal with that you find socially acceptable. And that's how I feel about it.
All right. Hey, Los, let us know your opinion in regards to this. Hello, Los. All right. We're going to give Los a few more seconds to hear what he has to say about this. You might be on.
All right.
You're muted, Los.
I want to say one more thing real quick, Los.
Go ahead.
I've heard these guys saying that, the older men are grooming these younger women. All right. Well, what do you think that these alphabet soup community people are doing to our kids? Grooming our kids to accept it as something normal, accepting the abnormal to be normal. How are these kids are going to grow up being in society in the future? Just garbage, man. Just garbage. So impress me. Stand up against that. Impress me. Then I'll be on board with you.
Let's go here. I like what K-Dale says. He said, that's not the point. He said the man, not taking away from what you were saying. He said that's not the point. He said the man began to pursue her as a minor. Technically, he said he met her. He said he did pursue it, but also technically, we just looked. A minor in the United States is actually under 16. If they're over 16, same thing with a passport. For some of you guys that don't know, your daughter can get a passport at 16 and don't have to tell you nothing. Your son ain't got to tell you. Once they hit 16, they ain't got to tell you nothing. Dad, I don't need you to get a passport. I get my own passport at 16 in the United States. So some of us are not realizing that 16 is really that actual age of consent in a lot of areas in our country. Now I like what one brother said. He said it varies. Let me make sure I got a. Let's see what we. Joy, it said you would need to connect your. Joy, you haven't connected your mic or your camera, so you might want to head back out and then come back in. You haven't connected your mic or your camera. That's what it's saying right now. That's why I can't let you up. So go back out and then make sure your mic and your camera connected, Joey, and then I could bring you back in. Mr. Crypto Traveler himself. Let me know what you have to say about this, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? You good?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad at all. So I've got to go back to this. This is going back to biblical times. King Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines.
Yes, he
so
did.
really and truly, it goes back to being a successful man. Once you reach a certain level of success, you're always going to be able to get the level of women that you want. As long as it's as long as the women are underage, it is. We're always going to have women that are going to be attracted to us, and women who are 35 plus. All of them have got like 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. We don't want none of that.
That's true. That's
we don't want
absolutely
none
correct.
of that, man.
And that's why they're upset.
Going back to my point, every successful man in history has always had multiple women and always had women that are younger than them. That's just the way that it goes.
I'm trying to think, other than a situation where, like Denzel Washington, he met his wife, they were right around the same age coming up. You got those scenarios. But you're absolutely correct. Most successful men, whether they were politicians, whether they're actors, whether they were businessmen, whether they were just everyday guys that just had a good income, most guys have always gone after a woman that was younger.
I think what the situation is as well is it takes a lot of time for a man to reach his certain stage, in terms of life development. So I think once we reach that level of success, women our age they've already been, I don't know, they've had 5 kids already. We don't want to reach a certain level of success and then start dating somebody who's got 5 or 6, 7 kids. You know what I mean? And giving our money away to somebody who's not fertile and ready for us to start a new life,
Absolutely. I like what Bobby just said. And they mentioned this in the movie in regards to the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X. He said, usually I like to do the half my age plus 7 formula. And that formula was mentioned in the movie Malcolm X in regards to how the Nation of Islam says you should choose your wife. She should be half your age plus 7. He said, but even legal age is a case by case basis. Usually I like to deal with women in the mid to late 20s. Absolutely. And even Kevin was talking about, in regards to many of the women that called in was like, listen, if you're in your 20s, your early 20s or your mid 20s, you should be focused on this. He said, because by the time you hit 27, you're in the danger zone. You're in the danger zone. And then by the time they hit their 30s, he was like, hey, you're in geriatric pregnancy. So even Kevin Samuels was letting women know, listen, as men grow older, men become wise enough to realize that it may not be the best move to get with somebody that already got 2 or 3 kids and expect them to be able to give you 2 or 3 kids yourself.
That's a wrong one.
What do you have to say about that situation or that statement I just made in regards to Kevin, Jay?
Well, I'm gonna say this. What I'm looking at now is I'm gonna put myself actually in the Western woman's shoes, right? And I'm thinking, I would be sitting back thinking to myself, damn, it's like really over for me. I'm looking at the guys that getting their passports, they're dating foreign women, or they're dating younger women, and I'm just completely out of options. And I just think about how frustrating that must be. It's like, damn, the sign language isn't working anymore. I can't shame these guys anymore. No one's listening anymore. It's just like, it's an unfortunate situation for them to be in. At the same time, I look at it and you got to be honest, man. Who started it? You brought it on yourself. So that's how I'm looking at it at this point.
Now the guys on the Daily Wrap-Up crew said he should have just kept it to himself. He shouldn't have said anything. What do you guys have to say about that? Victory, we're going to start with you. He brought it out in public. Somehow somebody said something. So he got, he went on the offense and basically started speaking about his relationship. Do you think that he should have said anything even though it came out? Or do you think that he should have just just went ahead and did what he just recently did, just said, I don't have anything to hide?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real simple. The Bible says, don't let your good deeds be evil spoken of. Okay. So that man, he did the right thing. He waited, he married her and had formed a family. What's the problem? The problem is people can't deal with it. People in the Western world can't deal with it because it's something that the Western world have never been introduced to. And like I said, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. We don't know how other countries operate. So we're supposed to only accept the way of the Western society. And you got women who are frustrated with the dating scene because pretty much, they thought that they could go after their careers, they could look at their education and all this stuff, and then the men will be waiting for them. And God never made men to wait for women.
Mm.
Okay, so and if a man waits for women, if that's the end all be all, then you know their life is gonna be like nothing. So, you know, I believe, but going back to him, he did what was good for him and his family.
Right.
And when it all comes down to it, God is looking down at him. He formed a family.
And that's an excellent point.
Biblical principles.
That's an excellent point that you made, Victory. Then that kind of went over my head, but I'm glad that you brought that up. He did what was best for him as a family. You know, most of us are looking at this from the individual perspective, her and him. We failed to acknowledge that this is a family that we're talking about, whether we want to admit it or not. This is a child and a woman and a husband, and the husband is leading by example of going on the offense instead of being on the defense. Mr. Crypto, what do you have to say about this?
You know, it goes back to cultures. So Western society right now is all messed up. If we go back and we look at different forms of culture, basically what's happening right now is that the women in the Western world, what they want to do is they want to, like the brother said, they want to chase after the career. They want to. A lot of women in the Western world are very masculine right now. At the end of the day, you know, it's like we can't. Us as men, we can't do anything for them. So at the end of the day, why would we want to chase after somebody that's similar to us? What we want is we want feminine women. So at the end of the day, when we go to places like Colombia, South America, wherever we go, a lot of the women out there, 20, 21, 22, they're still feminine. So that's what we're after. So at the end of the day, you know, I don't even really think it comes down to the age per se. It comes down to what type of women that we're dealing with. And when we go to these countries, we're dealing with women that are still traditional, and that's what we want.
Absolutely. And you know what's so funny is when it comes to guys like Austin Holloman, for example, all the young passport brothers, and they've been criticized for not finding a needle in a haystack in the United States. You can find not one woman that can. I heard that so many times about Austin and other brothers under 30 that have traveled with their passports. So you couldn't find one good woman in the United States. And so when you got a brother that finds his good woman in the United States, they still have something to say.
Exactly.
He literally did what they want. I mean, I've been hearing men on talk shows and on programs on YouTube just as much as I hear the women. You can't find no women. All these women, these good. I know 10 good women. Okay, cool. But now you got a brother that did exactly what y'all said do, and you still got something to say about him. My point in saying that is, gentlemen on the panel and in the chat, no matter what you do,
you can't win.
United States, absolutely, they're gonna have something to say.
Yeah, you're right. Brothers, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed the live. I'll catch up.
All right, great. We're going to be ending this in about 5 minutes anyway, but I just wanted to address this particular issue, and I want guys such as myself and other guys to realize, hey, you're not alone. You got other brothers that think just like you do when it comes to dating a younger woman. Is a part of history, human history. How you're thinking and how you believing in, I want a younger woman, that's a part of the DNA of human beings. Men have always been attracted to the beauty, the energy, the drive, the joy, and the fun of younger women. That's always been from the cave days all the way from the jungle days. Also, number two, there are women in the world, and I'm going to keep on emphasizing on this, my wife is not an anomaly. My wife, once again, is not an anomaly. There are women in the United States as well as other countries that do not have an attraction for younger men. There are so many women even on that show, the daily wrap-up show that I was on, they mentioned that being in your 20s, between 20 and 30 in the United States, is the worst time for men right now, because so many young women want an older, mature man. They're trying to skip the line and not go through the mess that they just saw the other women going through. And so always remember that. And lastly, in regards to my close, I'm gonna let you guys close out and what you have to say as well. It ain't nobody else's business what you do with your time on this planet. It's your business. You get one of these things, you get one of these gifts called life. This is not a trial run. This is all you get. So to worry about what somebody else, whether they be in your family, friend, or foe, have to say about you dating somebody younger, man, live your life. And if she's happy, let her live her life with you. In closing, Jay, let me hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so I agree, man. One thing you said is you get this one life, so you better live it. Stop listening to what everybody else has to say, because I promise you, man, people will do their best to stop you from being happy because they feel as though they can't do what you do. And I see this brother, Marquis Houston, and you know, he's built a beautiful family, has a beautiful wife, he's living a good life. Why people are trying to tear it down, I have no clue, but I commend the brother for, you know, doing what he's doing, and I honestly think he's a very positive example.
All right, Victory, let me hear what you have to say. Your closing remarks. Oh, let me hear your closing remarks, Vic.
All right, I'm just my closing remarks. Hey, women have choices also.
Good.
They have minds also. I mean, if you want to date a 20-something, a 30-something, and you're 10, 15, 20 years older, and they agree with it, first, check out their maturity level. See where their maturity level is at. If they're just out to have fun and kick it or whatever, then you know how to treat it. If they're out, they're about their business, they're about family. You can look into their family line and see the support base that they have. You see her maturity level, then by all means, go for it. But all in all, when you go for it, no matter which way you look at it, don't care about what the Western society says, or anyone else for that matter, because when it's all said and done, you're the one who has to live with yourself. That's all I got.
Absolutely correct. Los, you there for us now?
Yeah, what's happening, man? Can you hear me?
Good. We got you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm traveling through the beautiful country of Colombia on bus from Bogota to Cartagena. I decided.
Okay, yeah, you got a nice little ride. Hello, Los. Sounds like the Wi-Fi on the bus may be going in and out. But we're about to end this one anyway. Shout out to Los for at least trying to come up. But once again, this is just all about basically just a person enjoying. You're there, Los?
Experience. So I'm hitting these dead spots, and that's
okay.
That's why I dropped off the last time, you know. But anyhow, to answer the question, can y'all hear me? Because I feel like I keep going in and out of here, man.
We can hear you.
Okay,
we got you.
So
we hear you right now. Now you out. Now we can't hear you. Let's go to Mike for the super chat till Los come back. Shout out to Mike T in the building.
I was just saying, you know, I'm not dating.
Hey, Los, you breaking up bad. Like, hey, you breaking up like a bad relationship, man. Mike T says passports open up a whole new world outside of Hey Los, we can't hear you, brother. I'm about to end this stream in the next 2 minutes anyway, but I want to go to where with Mike with the super chat. Shout out to you, Mike, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. He says passports open up a whole new world outside of the box, meaning the United States. Men now understand that they have options. I'm going to repeat that. Men now understand that we have options. They do not. That is a word that you will not hear as a norm in the United States. I'm going to come back to your rest of your super chat, Mike T. You guys have options. He's absolutely correct. Blow your blue book off and take advantage of these options that you have out here in this world, whether it be relationships, whether it be relationship with a new country or even a new state. But you got options, man. A new career. All of this, dudes, take advantage of all of it while you still walk this planet, because tomorrow will be somebody's last day, and it could be mine or it could be yours. But while you got today, ride it till the wheels fall off, man. I'm telling you, let me go back to Mike's comment. He says, men understood. He say now men understand that they have options in Colombia, the 2 O's. Shout out to Mike. Thailand, Japan, etc. Move your way. He said, move your way and let misery die alone with cats. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Let the judges judge. You're gonna find them all around the world. They're gonna find some. Hey, bruh, you should see the crazy looks I get from the sisters because I'm with Andrea. I'm in the blackest city, the second most blackest city in all of South America. You think I don't get crazy looks from the sisters? Oh, you want to go on and marry a white girl, huh? So you can find one sister that you could have come down here and married, huh? You think I don't get that look from sisters? Here's the part. I don't give a dang what sisters in the States got to say. So I dang sure don't care about what another sister in another country got to say. I don't care if it's the motherland. I don't care if it's the other land. I could care less about what somebody has to say about my gift called life. Shout out to Mike. He's absolutely correct. There are women, no matter where you go in the world, they're going to die with cats and they're miserable. The best thing that's going to ever happen to them is that they become grandmothers, because all they did was have a couple of kids outside of wedlock, and now they can celebrate when they had grandkids. 9 times out of 10, their grandkids going to be coming from outside of wedlock. Well, I could have got married if I wanted to. No, you couldn't. You could have just ruined some man's life if you wanted to. Some women say, I could have got married if I wanted to. They used to say that on Kevin Samuels all the time. Whatever man was able to dodge those bullets, I'm happy for him. EMB said got a mountain. He got mountain blocking the signals. That's what it is for Los. Los is riding through the mountains, and that's what it is. The mountains are blocking the signal on that bus. Absolutely. Especially coming from Bogota. That's like a 8, 9, 10 hour ride. Ugh. Woo. Yeah, he riding through. Okay, put the phone out the window, Los. That's what's up, for real. Get that signal. Shout out to my man Los in the building. Safe ride. Love Crossing Borders, PayPal, and Cash App. Thank you very much, guys. Let me check the Cash App to see if anybody sent anything. If you didn't, I still got love for you guys at the end of the day. That's the most important part. But definitely, man, want to make sure that we continue to encourage each other and support each other. Thank you guys who joined the Patreon today. Like I said, all that information as far as your studies for Spanish, it's already waiting there for you. And next month is going to be another 30 units of Pimsleur. The next 2 units, unit part 2 that's going to be waiting for you in the Patreon for you guys. He said, man, I kept hitting Those dead spots. Yeah, I know, bro. I know. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're going to talk about, man. But I'm about to head out of here. It is 11:01 here. That means it is 12 o'clock Eastern in the United States. Shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you guys being here for your boy. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, he said to Cartagena from Bogota. Oh, that's like 15 hours. Woo. Riding a freight? Riding a bus? You get you some sleep, bro. You got a long ride. All right, guys. I'm up out of here. You guys have a great day. Shout out to Julian. He says 9 in AZ. Still kind of early in AZ. Shout out to AZ, man. That's the last place that I visited before I left the States. I went to Grand Canyon. I went to Tombstone. And I went to Phoenix. And I forgot the other major city that I went to in AZ. AZ was the last state that I visited before. Actually fell off the horse in AZ, man. But I got back on. When you fall off the horse, get back on, man. I had a great time in AZ. Shout out to AZ. Oh, yeah. I'm out of here, guys. You have a great evening. See you guys this Sunday for our live